Hello. Well, hello. How's everybody doing? I was just doing some sound check stuff because it kind of lets me do it ahead of time. But when it compresses into a stream, it actually changes it. So you don't know what you're going to get anymore. I think, by the way, welcome everybody. And I see a question right off the bat, which is, has anybody ordered fish online? I'm very scared. It's also expensive. I think most the folks in here have done so, and I think it's awesome to order fish online from good sources. Aquatic Moose, Alex. Not that you haven't talked about it a ton, but the title "Mulm: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly" is too good to pass up. Missing my mulm on my sand currently since a few. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's sad when your mulm leaves town and grows up and finds new family. Oh yeah, that's a nice sound on the microphone, isn't it? Can we get an ASMR? I hear a little bit of hiss, and the pop filter. I still need to put the little dead cat thing on there, but it just doesn't look so sleek, so I haven't put it on yet. Well, welcome everybody. Everyone from Ben Chester. I know that guy. He gave me a back massage yesterday that was incredible. Gary, welcome. Nancy B, Aquatic Moose, First Class Fish, Angie, Melissa Skinner. Let's see here. Gamer One is in here. Eugene, Rez, Kid, what's up? Let's see here. New science debunks that beta or that keeping beta together is a problem. Male and female aquarium tips. Are people just like copying titles now in the chat? I'm confused. I don't know what happened. Sideshow, Cody V, what's going on? Aloha, Atita, Justin, Ryan, Bear JJ, Ari Cat, what's going on? Branton, Cave of Wonders, and also Deciduous Snurb. Welcome. I am so glad that you are joining us for the first time. And Tristan, hello. All right, let me get back down to the bottom. So if you guys have a question, Eric Y Rock, what's going on? Stan Pittman, what's going on? Mallow, well, actually, I don't know how to say that. Mallow Siv or Yiv. Bambi, what's going on? Night Owl Aquatics. Felicia, the fish tank lady. Sangafer, what's going on? Yeah, I had a good day. Oh, nice. You got dang, you got a 6-foot tall terrarium built today. That's rad. For dart frogs or arrow frogs, right on. I've really wanted to keep those. I never have. As a kid, I really wanted them, and I remember I dated this girl for a little while in, like, I don't know, 8th grade or something, and her dad bred them. And I remember thinking he was a bit of an odd fellow because it was right around the time period of the whole Columbine thing. But this guy was like, I think he was a relatively young father because we were, whatever, 14 or so 13 or 14. And he had a ponytail, like fire red, like Irish hair, but it was straight. He had a ponytail, and then he had those glasses, transitions glasses that go from light and dark or whatever, which for some reason just completed the outfit. And then he'd always wear this leather trench coat that was like drag on the ground. And he had on his hair, the sides were like kind of shaved. But Yeah, he raised dart frogs, but I remember that look being kind of like crazy for, I don't know, the year 2001 or whenever it was. Yeah. So yeah, if you have questions, just do at Fishery or at Alex. At Fishery comes up lit up. And if you are a member, which hint hint nudge nudge, only $1.99, plus you get 200 you get access to 200 extra episodes. So here's the thing, I think I'm going to actually add some more episodes to that list. I have some cool stories right now, from recent scientific journal articles that have just come out, and there are all sorts of interesting tidbits going on right now in evolutionary biology, and one of them, I'll just give you a little snippet of it, is that so they did a study where they essentially figured out what causes a certain amount of Asperger syndrome, or autistic symptoms in humans that can genetically occur. That's like a detectable gene, and it has to do with the regulation and production of mirror neurons and the neural crest during a fish's early life, and humans, any animal basically. There are versions of them where some don't read social cues the same way as other fish. And so they came up with a way using CRISPR to get rid of the fish socializing gene, basically. And that meant that they no longer produced as much oxytocin and other sorts of bonding chemicals. Oxytocin, like mothers and humans, mothers produce it when they're breastfeeding, and like when you give birth, it happens. Like you get flooded with endorphins and that. And when you're being intimate with someone, or if you are like snuggled up with someone, watching a movie or whatever, getting a head rub, getting a massage, those chemicals are released in certain amounts. And like in certain instances in life, they're like flooded amounts. So they're kind of like a reward pathway, or a reward chemical, I guess is a better way to say it, for socialization that is beneficial. And they got rid of that in a Danio, like a special line of them, a special type of them. And they got rid of it, and all of a sudden the fish wouldn't school, and they were like hiding from each other, and they were kind of all out for whatever they each needed. So if they wanted food or whatever, they would go get it on their own. They wouldn't follow the group of fish to getting food and stuff like that. And then they gave them an injection of oxytocin into their, I think it was into the cerebrospinal fluid. And suddenly these fish were actually all around any other fish that was new to the tank, or if they had a fish that had been, this is the most interesting part. So they had the ability to detect which fish had been most stressed most recently. And when any creature is stressed, any complex creature, it puts out a chemical, a steroid or hormone, essentially, that is called cortisol. And it can be from good ones or bad, good stress or bad stress, whatever it may be. But they release this, and apparently the fish in zebra danios could smell it. And so they would go hang out and make sure they were schooling with the fish that was plopped into the tank. If they put two in and one didn't have any and the other one had higher cortisol levels, they would go to the one with the higher cortisol levels and hang out with that one. And they think it's evolutionarily like empathy or bonding, socialization, which is pretty interesting, especially in like big schooling species and types. So I thought that was really like an interesting study that I want to talk about more in the short form episodes, but I'm just torn on how I want to release those in the upcoming future. Now, I do want to make them available like to everybody, I think, but I also, was kind of using those as rewards for behind the scenes if you wanted to support the channel, and they used to be on the Aquatic Morning Show. Well, now the Aquatic Morning Show is not really going on anymore, and I just want to figure out a new way to get at it. So I have to think about that one. But yeah, what's going on? We got more people coming in. If you guys wanted to help me out and hit that like button, that's always very appreciated. Raft Times, welcome. George, RB3, what's going on? Mary, hello. Kenny, what's going on? Just spoke to that gentleman of the Danikin Aquatics household. And Ty, Street Trash. Who else snuck in here without me noticing? We have First Class Fish. What's going on? Good to see you. And anybody else? Smash the like for Alex. It's free and it helps him. Very well put. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate that. All right, so I am gonna warn you guys, if I start fading, just feel free to let me know. But I've been having some health issues again, and partially it's the medication, but partially I also just get extreme, like a chronic fatigue type syndrome. But we were just in getting MRIs and stuff. What was that? Just a couple nights ago, and we just got the results back, and we're waiting to meet with my spine doctor because that's what it was for originally. But then now it looks like I'm going to have to go to a nephrologist, as they call it, which is a kidney specialist, because they found some growths on my kidney, or kidneys. So hopefully it's nothing. But my dad had, I don't know what you call them. I guess they're like pre-cancerous. Technically, they're like cyst bump things, but obviously he's a lot older and didn't have an MRI done anytime until, I don't know, last 10 years or something. So it could just be that they weren't found, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. So yeah, but we'll see. It's just another, what do you call it? Another headache that I've got to figure out. Thanks, Kenny. I appreciate it. So, what I want to tell you guys most of all right now is that there is a code you can use, which is Alex40. Actually, let me make sure that I get it right for you. It's Alex40 for sure, but it might be all capitals. Let me double check, or it might not even matter. But I want to make sure it is correct. Do, 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 do. Let's see, where did that message go? Oh, right here it is. Okay, it is all caps. So Alex 40. Now, this code isn't going to get me anything special. Like, I'm not getting any money, like an affiliate link type money, from this one. But I wanted to pass on the goodness to you And let me show you what's going on and why I I think you guys should take advantage of this. Even though I wish I was getting a sweet cut of the profit, uh, but they basically don't even make enough profit when they're doing stuff like this, which is like clearing out last year's and the fish they've bred recently. They're clearing out the stock and trying to make way for whatever they're bringing in at the end of January, the beginning of February. So they're doing at aquaticarts.com. They are doing a 40% off sale, and they said originally it was going to be on fish, shrimp, and plants, I believe. Well, now it's if you use the code Alex40 between now and the 15th of January, midnight, you should be able to get. Let's pull it up. So the other nice thing about the code that I've got versus their code, because they have a sale going for essentially if you are part of the newsletter for Aquatic Arts, then they are more inclined to hook it up. But they're going to be hooking us up with things like, they usually include an extra fish, for instance, if you buy 6 or more, because that way if something happens to one, they don't have to like retrack down anything shipping wise or get reimbursed. They just figure we'll send out another with it at the time of, and we'll probably save money in the long run that way. So there's that. But sorry guys, I'm trying to pull this up. Present these light. There's where I need that pop filter. Maybe they call it a pop filter because it's a pop when you hear it. Why is this not opening? Okay. First thing I remember was asking Papa why. This is someday you understand. Okay, so for us, we've got 40% off the dream. Any of the things you see here, the crayfish, the nano fish, the normal aquarium fish, the ram's horn snails over there, nearite snails. I mean, it's a good selection that they tend to carry, and then they kind of rotate through. I'd say a third of their selection is usually something I haven't seen before, or a variety of it I haven't seen before when they do these sales. But yeah, so it's a 40% off sale, but it's also more than that, in that if, for instance, let's take a look at some of these. Like, what's that? Speak up? Oh, sorry guys, am I not speaking up? Let me know in the chat if the microphone is loud enough or not. I'm trying to talk quieter because the microphone, I think, is pretty sensitive. But let me know, guys, if I'm not talking loud enough or too loud or whatever. But my wife was like, speak up, because usually I'm yelling when I have my little mic that goes on my headphones. But yeah, so everything on the site basically for us. So they've got the normal one, which is 40% off if you just use their code or whatever. But if you use my code, you'll get access to a few more things, like the other some of the other plants and some of the stuff that's already marked down. So if it already had the slash, that's what I was just talking about. If it already had a slash through the price, and you see that, well, before, it wouldn't combine that for you to give you the best deal or whatnot. Well, ours will do that. And then also we'll get an alert in order, like it'll auto mail it, but we'll get the heads up on anything coming in, because right now there's a bunch of stuff across the street in quarantine, and or across the warehouse, whatever you want to call it, across their stash of cool creatures. And so some stuff like this red devil crab, where there's not a ton right now, they're going to be getting more and more of, most likely soon. But the Hawaiian rainbow crab, I think that's really pretty too. I think that this one, I think there's a lot of really cool ones. But I think what people probably are going to want to try is seeing if they will spawn. But yeah, Danikin Aquatics has done so successfully quite a few times, I know. They've also got pom pom and Thai micro crabs back in, which is pretty cool. I don't know, these ones kind of freak me out, I'm not gonna lie, but I get why a lot of people think they're the cutest things ever. These and the this is the wait, is this yeah, this is the pom pom one here with the little fuzzy hands. But anyways, so I just figured you could be aware that that's going on, and when you go to the main page, you can look at an index that's fairly complete right in here underneath the store part, or you can go by type of fish. And really the best deals right now are going to be like, this is why my code, the Alex40, is the really impressive one, is because, like, if you want a crab breeder kit that comes with, let's see here, let's see what they show us, if it's ever gonna load, come on. Maybe refresh. Let's try refreshing and see what's up with that. Okay, so packs, shrimp packs, breeder combo packs. Where did that go? They also have fish breeder packs too, which I've yet to find out how those work or what people think of those. But I'd love to know if you've tried them. What do you think? All right. Well, that's not the tab I want to show you guys. Hold on. Let me take a step back. I think stuff might have gotten out of sorts here in these links, but it's really like the shrimp and the crabs that are the crazy good deals. So where it would normally be, say, I don't know, $100 for the kit, where you've got everything you need from the wood and the botanicals and the crab food and the crab itself and a couple plants or whatever. Well, now they're going to be doing the same thing, or with shrimp. The breeding combo boxes, shrimp breeding combo boxes are going to come with all that, but that they're 40% off. And it may look like they're out of stock right now on some of it, like if you go to the breeder boxes, but it's just because they've sold out like today I talked to the manager and he said, oh, well, everything was selling so fast, that we had to hold back for a little while. So they're going to be doing more stuff. But what the incredible deal is, with these breeder packs and stuff. So say you want the I don't know, I have this one. So say you wanted the extra gold one. It's got a gold back and a gold belly. They're one of my favorites. And it comes with 10 females, 5 males. And food packs and botanical breeder pack, which is another $14.99 value, which is really more like if you were ordering other things, say, I think it's really like 17, or what would it add up to be if it's 15? No, I guess no, never mind. Ignore that part. But basically, it's not going to cost you anything extra to have all these elements in there. So you can pick the pack you want out of one of these. But then if you wanted to, you could also get more stuff and it still would be inexpensive, and less than even the sale price. Yeah, so like here's a good example, guys. So these were $5.99, or sorry, $6.99, and now they're $5.99. And we were able to get that cinnamon leaf. Oh, it smells so good. And grow biofilm on it. You just take a little piece of it. You can cut it into thinner strips if you want. You can do a lot of different things with all the different botanicals they have now. I haven't tried all these yet even. I mean, they've got some really new ones, but the breeder packs are the way to go. It's such a value. Let's see if we can get in this breeder pack. Let me show you guys the botanicals that it comes with. Oh, that didn't work. What is going on here? Let's try this one more time. All right. Now let's try putting this up here. There we go. All right, so there's the botanical pack, guys, that comes with the kits, and the kits are already a crazy deal because with the shrimp, when they have them in stock, you're paying like 40 or $50 instead of the normal 100 to whatever it is, 130. Actually, I think it's more like $70 is the low end with the gold shrimp that I showed you, which I think are the best quality yellow neos that I've seen anywhere really. But yeah, this allows you to get all those. You get the food samples, and then it gives you some botanicals. You can always add botanicals, and there's a lot of new choices. Like I was saying, these cinnamon leaves here, and I thought that said giant first. Guava leaves, and then you got your mix of stuff. Um, I find that the moringa leaves that they're kind of messy. I'll mix them in with the with food like rapashi or something, if I'm gonna feed something like that to shrimp or plecos. Um, and then I'll just spread it thinly on like a stick and let it set up that way, and then put it in the tank and allow them to eat it like a big old popsicle. But yeah, I mean, they've still got a lot of different botanicals plus the botanical packs. Um, and then they've also got their hard water weakener. So why won't it let me? Okay, there we go. Now if we go to fish, just curious what they have. Oh, also, I'm not sure, but it's worth a try. If any of these other links are sale prices, for aquariums and stuff, which is kind of the end of the home breeder uh, line. But you can get these um, set up kits that have what you need, and then a lot of them they have also integrated so that if you want to plan to buy say this, well, then you can get the breeder kit, or you can get the beta kit and the botanicals and all that. And normally it'd be 80 to 120 or whatever, and now it could be as low as what 50, something like that. So it becomes not only the fact that they source their stuff ethically, they try to get stuff from as many hobbyists as possible rather than just overseas sourced stuff. And yeah, I think that they're doing a good job of what they could be possibly doing and what's going on in the hobby. They've got the breeder kits for for small fish, for the snails, like what do you call it? The mystery snail breeder kits and assortment kits. But let's see what fish they have left right now, because right now you can get rice fish. A lot of times people are looking at prices and thinking $18.99 for a rice fish. No way. But if you look carefully, that's for a school of 3. It's 34 or basically $35 for a school of 6. So now you're getting down under you're getting down to the like $6 a fish range with those bundle kits. They've got rosy loaches, which I absolutely love. They've got the pretty spotted or sparkly lame rice fish, which you get why they get a little more expensive, like double and triple. um, but they also have these, which I love, the golden dwarf barbs, Pethia gallus. Those are a really good one, a really fun one. The butterfly pleco is really, really a nice little fish too. The black Venezuelan cory catfish, super cool. Love those. It's kind of out at the moment. Oh, and those are a new rasbora to the hobby, pretty much. They've got an incredibly strong blue eye. They've been in a couple of recent videos, and people, I just think it just doesn't do it justice in the picture like this, but they would school together so tight. I mean, they're a very, very sleek and densely populated fish. But yeah, they've got quite a bit of fish right now, and wow, that's cool. I love Jack Dempsey's and like all those kinds of fish that are kind of big monster cichlids from Central America. Um, the green terror and red devil and all that kind of stuff. They're really beautiful fish. They just require the proper aquarium, and also you have to be okay with losing a few of whatever it is you put in there with them. Usually, but the ones here were a little different. Also, they've got the assorted bettas and the little penguin tetra, which looks like a hockey stick. And then there's the hockey stick tetra that goes back like this, the black, and then it goes up the other caudal tail line, which is interesting. When they're side by side, it looks pretty cool. Kind of like if I do doesn't if I do say so myself, you can also make a lot of these things look really nice with the nice planted tank, and the colors really pop off. Like the Pseudomagil luminatus, another really beautiful fish. And if shipping is like an issue, if you're like, wow, that's a lot, I can't swing it. Well, if you buy, I think it's 6 of their items, you can fill up a box, like a medium or small. It might even be, well, it's not the smallest, but, and then if you get bigger, it's like, I think another like 35, so on and so forth, as you're getting more stuff and you're going to be doing an order through the mail, your shipping cost. But if you have a friend or something who wants to order with you, you could always use the buddy system and split the difference. So yeah, let's see here. But yeah, that's basically it. Just wanted to share that with you. And then of course the Dan's Fish code is also just Alex. But this is Alex 40. And until the 15th, they'll have a sale going. So I hope that that some of y'all take advantage of it, because 40% off is pretty good. All right. So next, I want to do something. Let's see if we can get this going. Remove that. So, how's everybody's life going? Going well? Looking good, feeling good. I'm just tired beyond all get out tonight. Let's see here. How does... Oh, and I ignored the chat. I've forsaken my son. I'm trying to send an invite to the phone from this new updated version of this, and I'm having a heck of a time. Yeah, honey. Yeah, I'm talking. Can you guys hear me okay? Again, my wife's like really concerned that you guys can't hear me, that I'm just like mumbling to myself. But can you guys hear me on the mic, or is it really, really quiet? But I'm trying to figure out on my phone too how to get you guys over. Okay, you can hear me. Great. Okay. Yeah, I am obviously very tired though. But let me get... Okay, you can hear me fine. All right. Yeah. It's mostly the new mic, honey. I can talk really quiet into it. I don't have to like yell like I used to. I just have to be right. I just have to be right near it, guys. You know, doing that microphone stuff. All right. Why can't I? There we go. Finally, they moved a button in the version that I upgraded to. All right. And if anybody has any questions, just let me know. Just say, Alex, I have questions. You've prompted questions in my mind, Alex, and I need to know the answer. All right, let's see here. Let's see if this shows up on my phone where I needed it. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. Well, shucks. Let me try one more thing. Make it easy. I'll just make it easy on myself this way. We'll go to Gmail. What I want to show you guys is my new Panda Loach colony. We have a new store in the area that has some incredible new fish at a pretty good price. And I'm going to do a tour of the store sooner than later, like probably towards the end of the month, I think, whenever he gets everything set up, because he's building like a back wall display with like betta tanks, and then he's doing like a couple aquascape or show tank type things. It's called Moonlight Aquatics in Mill Creek, Washington, which is probably 15 or 20 minutes from like Seattle per se, just up the freeway. And I guess he's been selling stuff online, fish wise, but okay, here we go, guys. Sorry, this is taking so long. But yeah, I'll have to share a little trip. Take a little trip with me. All right, so then I'll need to get away from the microphone and everything over here. So let me turn this down so we can go mobile. We're going mobile. We're going mobile. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, you guys can still hear me. Is there... Game down. Well, I guess. Yeah, I'm just switching over phones. Let's see. Can you guys hear me all right? Can you guys hear me? We're going mobile. If you can hear me. Do, 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 do. Look at this overgrown tank. There's no angelfish in it anymore, but it definitely needs a trimming. All the headstanders are doing their headstanding. All of the pencil fish are doing their penciling. I just find it hilarious that the pencil fish and the headstanders are like at complete 180 degrees from each other. They work out really well together as like species in a tank, but these are all the plants. And I'm thinking about, guys, because I really do need to raise some money for just like my dental and medical stuff, bills wise. So I'm thinking of doing a like selling some rare plants for fundraiser, especially like some of the stuff that I've crossed that only I have, as far as I know, like the red star Ludwigia that's unique, pretty unique. You know, it's got the green in the center of the red rather than the other way around. And I don't know, there's a whole bunch of different crazy plants in here. This is another one that's a real unusual one. It's not unusual to have weird plants like Alex does. And the Limnophilia aromatica is doing its thing. Stellatin Dawson's is doing its thing. Oop, it popped back up. That's annoying. But this is kind of a weird, scraggly one. It's related to the octopus plant, but it has purple underneath the leaf, and yeah. I hear Timu is looking for spokespeople. Yeah, they want me. They want me. They've offered me several deals. But guys, look, I got my panda loaches back. I'm so excited. I haven't had any little panda loaches in a long time. These are still babies, but when they start turning more butterscotch color, then we're gonna try. Spawning. That's the goal. Some of them are fairly young. They're coming straight out of China, straight out of Yunnan province, China. But this tank, it's kind of a funky collection. It's got the Borneo glass catfish. Actually, these are Malay, but they're really similar. And then we've got the betta, and we've got beautiful blonde gene endlers that are like the leopard print ones, and then we've got tin Winnie Danios that are just scurrying all over the place. Armando, you are live, my friend. But yeah, we've got 10 of these panda loaches in here at the moment. And what's cool, they evolved so that they've got fins right here. Can we get it to zoom very well or show? Not really, but there's a circular area where their fins meet right in here, and it acts just like a suction cup. And a lot of gobies have that too, but then they can actually hold on to like a stone or glass is like no problem. And then also we've got the smallest pencilfish species in the world, the Andouille, those ones there, chilling, doing their thing. There's one that was born in this tank. And then we also have the 3-spotted Rasbora, sometimes called the yellow polka dot Rasbora, because the spots all have yellow around them, especially the back one, but it only shows at certain angles. If we could see that one a little bit better, I know it's kind of a clear little fish, you'd see it. And then we also have a really interesting fish. If I can get a good clear shot, we'll do a whole video on it. But up here, check these out. These are little rice fish, and they're blue. They're turquoise blue. if we can get a focus on them. Not that one. Here, get everything else away from it. So the males and females are a little different. The females, if we can, yeah, the females have like a clear body, and then the males have a metallic blue body. And then when they get older, they'll have some dark, and they're these guys that I'm pointing at. Where is he? Right here. There's one right there. But that's about all the size they get, about 1/2 inch. And they're a really fun, cute little, totally nano fish from the Mekong Delta. So, yeah. And then I've got a sponge filter in here getting ready for when I put up the big 65 gallons. So I'll have something cycled and ready. But the Panda loaches are in here, and they're always cleaning it. They're always eating biofilm and algae and microcrustaceans that are in tanks. So you want to put them in well cycled tanks, definitely. But they're just so fun to watch. At night, they all pile on to each other in like a pile. Usually in this tank, they've been selecting kind of like back over here in the corner with all this debris and stuff, where that guy is. Or they'll be at the top of that rock, right where this guy's playing. And they'll all pile up. If there's food, they'll all pile up right down here. And they're really, really sweet, peaceful little guys. I've kept them with shrimp, and I've never had an issue in growing the size of my colony, even with panda loaches being in there. They're just a really gentle fish. I don't know why that is, other than, I mean, they eat the biofilm, but they're supposed to be a microcrustacean focused fish. And I've got 10 of them in here. When the light gets dim or it's totally nighttime, they all get together and they'll all be near each other, other than 1 or 2 males. But right now, they're mostly near each other anyways. But out of the 10, there's a few that are kind of braving off out there. I haven't tried the 2-hour Aquarist algicide. I do want to try it though, because I really like the 2-hour Aquarist. What they have to say on the website and everything, I think is really high quality, researched work and cited and everything. So yeah, I've got that set up in here right now, but I think I want to do an actual like better hill stream loach. Right now, this is a really neutral tank. It's not quite what they want. Panda loaches like a little bit of hardness, like a little bit of TDS, but they want like neutral to slightly acidic or slightly above acidic, anywhere in like 6.8 to 7.2 range, which is kind of odd, like that they are cool with that. But then they want tons of oxygenation and tons of flow, and ideally laminar flow. And then they need caves that go upright, up and down. But like I've caught them, I've left this algae grow, because other than just these pencil fish that are hanging out in here eating seed shrimp that live in this, there are also a whole lot of the panda loaches coming and eating out of any of the little clumps, little tufts of algae. And then again, like I can't even see what they're eating on the glass necessarily, but they just go systematically and munch on that glass. When they leapfrog, though, there's not much cuter in the aquarium hobby than seeing a line of these guys head to tail, like in the current. They'll do it right here at like an angle going back. And the one in the back of the line swims over all the others and then gets to the front and sits down. And then the one that becomes the new back of the line does the same and scoots up. It's really, really fun to watch. So I got a new toy that I wanted to share with you guys. And guys, if you have a question for me also, the @ Fishery really helps. Because otherwise I definitely don't see it when I'm on a walk. So Mike, thank you when you did that. Ari Cat says I got 5 flame baddest Dario his skin on. And one is pretty big and beefy. Aren't they supposed to be around black tiger and scarlet baddest size? They're a bit bigger, a little bit bigger. Yeah. I would say they're more like the blue baddest. All right, guys. So this room is like a freaking construction destruction zone, and this tank has been in really bad shape. I just haven't been taking care of it. I don't know like what's going on exactly, other than the grass is growing way too tall. This dwarf hair grass has gone insane. But I got sent a light that they're like, yeah, try it for fresh water. And I was like, oh, sure. So when you sell off your excess plants, are you going to have a new tank to scape? Yeah, I'm thinking something like that. I'm thinking something like that. But this thing is by the company Wills. Focus. Wills. And you can daisy chain it together with other lights. It's got 3 coolers on it, and then it's got this giant on button. And it starts in the spectrum of, so you can turn it down so it's mostly blue light, dimmer light, like nighttime, and then it goes really bright. So to show you the example here, though, watch this. So I'm going to pick it up and shine it down the hallway. And it makes the hallway look like I have a sheriff's office floodlight or something in it. And you can turn it all the way down to blue, all the way up to in the red category, or anywhere in between. And it is definitely a reef tank light. Ideally, it will make vitamin D and everything. It's A and B or UVA, UVB. And when you look at these diodes on it, this whole tank, they look like pinball diodes or something. But you can turn it up anywhere that you turn it up. You can turn it up from, and I'm just reviewing it. Like, holy crap, that is so bright. I can't even look at it. But you can turn it up anywhere between a warm light that is meant for plants. So you can have it anywhere between 3,000 Kelvin and 8,000 Kelvin. And it's a Wills brand light. It's just a copy of the fancy pantsy reef tank lights. Hold on, let me set you guys down for a sec. One sec. And to show you guys again, this other light that's just barely on the tank is, I have it set on here because I need to hang the light for the demo. But you can turn up the energy, and even one row of those lights showing is this much brighter. It is insanity. And that's like all the way down to blue, or up, I should say, in Kelvin. But yeah, it's insanity. It's loud. It's 164 watts. So I don't know. I mean, it's too much. I don't know what the heck. Yeah, it's actually, exactly. It's just a black box from China. And it's only, though, get this, it's only like $150. But that thing, I mean, talk about, it will just blow your your mind. The light sockets and stuff in the house will just all be torn up if you use those. So these are those little Japanese rice fish eggs that I got not long ago. I guess it's a while now. I got them back in October. And some of them are kind of pretty. They're not all long fin. The long fin ones didn't do very well. Oh yeah, Coro, and check this out. So whereas the Fluval 3.0, which is obviously a great light, I have that on most of these tanks here, is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 240 par at the surface and like 50 down below. That light can cast 850 par 24 inches down into the water. It is insanity. And it gets really hot. And I don't know what I would do with it, though, as a freshwater light, quite frankly. Maybe carpet like a 2-foot deep tank. Like if I needed to carpet like dwarf baby tears, or grow like Florida Ramosior, or something like that, I guess, in a deep tank, it would work for that. But anything other than that, and you're just gonna like blow away all the plants, I think you would even burn them. So yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I don't quite know how that could be a freshwater light. Like even turned all the way down, the lowest you can have it set is 4,000 lumens. The highest you can have it set is almost 12,000, technically speaking. Now, it's more, from what I understand, like that's the energy coming out, but there's something about the lenses on the light that make it so that it spreads it out over a bigger spectrum, and at that point it's not calculated quite the same way. I don't know. Yet again, it gets, I mean, I know a decent amount about lights, but I was reading about it from some real saltwater reef nerds, and it's on another level when you get into that kind of lighting. So yeah, but here, this tank has been doing great. I just wanted to show you guys. Right now, what I've been trying to do is suck up all the little, all the baby Malaysian trumpet snails that I see, because I don't need 8 billion of them. These things, as you know, I'm sure if you had Malaysian trumpet snails, they're awesome at mixing up the substrate and doing a good job of that for you. But they're just the most prolific things in the world, and they drive me up a wall, man. Yeah, they drive me absolutely nuts. And I just saw a scud that I'm trying to get out of here. I thought I got all the scuds out of this darn tank like a year ago, and I still will get 1 or 2 randoms when the lights have been off a while that will just like make an appearance. And I don't know. I mean, obviously that means they're reproducing, but I don't know where they come from. They're like space invaders, but there are not enough of them or planaria or anything else in here to damage my numbers of shrimp whatsoever. So I guess I shouldn't worry about it. But it's one of those OCD things. Like once you see one, you're like, where are they? I know they're in here somewhere. I know they've got a plan. I know they're coming to get me. Also, what's cool is my loaches, these guys, the males of the hovering loaches, they're doing real well. The females are real fat, and I need to put them into another tank to get them to spawn again. So over here we have my little checkerboard cichlids that are still real young. They're still only a few months old. Like, I don't know what's real young. I guess, yeah. And then my Mate tetras, which are blue. The light just turned on, so they don't look super blue or purple or anything. They just look clear. But if the light were shining on them better and they weren't just waking up, you'd see that they're a beautiful blue, cornflower blue color. And they had babies too. But the babies showed up at like this size, right? Wait, where'd he go? Well, he ran off. Yeah, here we go. So here's a couple of the babies. So check out their size. They're like that size compared to the others that are like over here. So you can tell that they're new. Like those two right there are new compared to the others. So yeah. And then over here, where are they? These guys are the shyest cories I've ever had. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of food out and we'll see if they come to the front. But I got some gold laser cories at one of the new stores that opened in the area. So I was pretty stoked on that. Gold laser cories had been like $25 for or $30 as long as I can remember. And these ones were only $9.99, so I bought 7 of them, even though I shouldn't be buying anything like that. That's true. Rabbit snails do the same thing and don't get out of control. Also, so do where are mine? Oh, devil spike snails, black mocha snails. I always get those from Aquatic Arts. They have like a lot of different snails. Alex, what happens when you mix a WC when dosing ick? A water change? Is that what you're asking? When you miss a water change when dosing it? Not much. I mean, the idea is, though, that you're getting rid of the ones that are in the water column that are swimming around. It's just you'll have to keep redosing. Like you dose, wait a day or two, and then dose again. And then, like, when all the spots have gone away, you keep dosing for another 3 days generally. Or you can just turn the heat up and dose like once a week for 2 weeks, and you start at the beginning of the week. So that means like you're really dosing a total of 3 times, capping off a 2-week stretch at the beginning and then the end. Yeah, there's the orange lasers. They're kind of shy. They're still fairly young too. But I mean, they're almost full size, but they're young adults, but they're probably at the reproductive size. But they are really, really strongly colored. And I think I should get them into a better tank than this one, parameter-wise, like something real acidic with lots of oxygen, because they're just, I mean, they're an incredible looking fish when you get them in their element. Also, this used to be the Malawa shrimp father colony, and I just flicked the lights on. The lights have been off. Look at all of the Malaysian trumpet snails in here. This place is a wreck. Ever since I put my mean angelfish that hates everything and kills everyone from the other tank in the living room, ever since I moved her out here, or him out here, everything in here is a dead zone. Even the plants are all ripped up. It's so sad. I don't know what to do with that fish. I seriously think I'm just going to give it away, because I don't know what else to do at this point. It's so frustrating. Oh, hey, look. A wolf spider right above my head. And also, hold on. Also, our roof has been leaking. All 4 corners of the house now. You can see it's actually worse in here because the humidity coming, down from the tanks has made it show off worse. But yeah. And we got the big old coolie loaches lounging and doing their thing. We got the rainbow fish, the pseudomugil, luminatus, and then the thread fins. And then the natives doing their thing. The wild, not embolus, but starts with the C. I'm totally spacing. Lawrence Kent gave them to me. But then also here we've got the new white cloud, or the new Thenix minnows, and we've got another pair. These are beta embolus and beta mahachiensis are over here. Youngins doing their thing. So yeah, that's about what's going on. And then this tank is all ready to be set up, a 40-gallon breeder. And then I've got a 65 that's going to go in the place of this tank, which is nothing right now. Nothing in it. And then up here, we've rearranged at night. All these lights come on. But there's a bunch of 2 gallons that can go up there. So there's some big changes going on. I'm kind of down number-wise on fish and fish tanks, but I have been getting ready slowly. It's just been kind of expensive, but I've been getting, you know, the bags of substrate. I've got 3 bags finally, and of sand and tools and coral, crushed coral and stuff for the builds that I plan on doing soon. Some 2-liter pot bottles for shrimp hatcheries. So just doing the thing. Oh, really? Gold lasers are notoriously shy. Well, that doesn't surprise me that you say that, because these ones definitely are. And these ones are not super bright most of the time. Like when they're eating, they turn an electric orange, like their whole body, yellowy amber to orange. These guys are starting to turn more blue again. But like right now, they're definitely just shy. They just don't want to come out. And I'm going to do a big water change here soon, just to see if I could trigger them to spawn. I've been letting it, I've been letting the water evaporate for a while now. The only big mean fish in this tank now is the gourami, and he's not mean. He's just, you know, big enough that he kind of makes other fish nervous. And then there's a young albino gigantic betta, or giant betta. There we go. So there's another one of the orange lasers. But that's what's going down in the fish room these days. Scud tanks up there, infusoria tank, paramecium tank, scud tank, and then yeah, this full of about to do a wet season teas on it. And then this filterless here has supported all the snails and all these yellow shrimp. I've sold over 120 of these yellow shrimp out of this tank now. And you can see too that these, the Axelrodi Sundadanios, they're beautiful, and they have like a really good metallic blue color to them and everything. When the light's not right on them. So like the light's too close to them right now, so their color isn't so hot. They just look kind of translucent, but they look incredible when you get the light. Like if I put the light all the way on the other end, they'll kind of chill out. Did somebody just become a member and I missed it? Scrimp Flick, welcome. Hello. Thanks, man. Welcome to the family. So definitely go and Aquatic Moose, I appreciate that because I really don't feel like the fish room is looking great right now. But I am proud of like a couple experiments that are going on, like the fact that those hovering loaches have spawned. It's the trick is all this socialization that's like literally 6 to 8 inches thick. Um, and then I'm really proud of these ones, which actually I've got another one here with blue, green, another one here with blue, another one over there with Malua. Then there's more Malua shrimp in here. And there's more Malua shrimp right here. Vinegar eels. But and then back here we've got skunk cories. And this is filterless also. There's an air stone, but no filter, no water changes as an experiment. And there are white clouds in here, or not white clouds, there are the Medaka rice fish in here. There are 2 random guppy fry that ended up in here, literally in the moss and Sawasser tank. And then there are 8 skunk cories. But yeah, no filter on this, and we're at over 150 of these shrimp being sold. And we've got lots of babies right now, and we've also got buried females. So it doesn't appear to be stopping anytime soon, but it does seem to have a carrying capacity of about 70 to 80 adults in that container. Now, I would like to breed these guys next, so they're one that I might put into a 5-gallon, like I've got the Megopteras, and I don't know. We'll see. But what I want to put here are you got the bird that stopped everyone from jumping back in the day. But what I want to put in here, because right now it's just plants and like clippings and waste. Ever since my, what do you call him? My turn off Fluval 3.0. Really? It's not oh, there we go. There we go. Red. So really, here we used to have the sunfish, and now we've got let's see here. Now we've got plans for this 40-gallon to become a 65. So it'll actually come out to about here, and those cords will be covered by this shelf here, and we'll lose about this much of that tank there, access wise, which is fine. But then that way I can have some geos, because I've never kept geos and I've always wanted to keep them. They've just been too darn big. All right, let me flip this around, and then I can get to your questions. If I could turn back time. I don't know why this makes everything. Of course, my hat's all crooked and I'm disheveled as soon as it flips back around. That sounds about right. All right. So I'm going to step out into the car plot so my wife can do whatever she wants to do loud. She can yell. She can curse my existence. And maybe we'll find the kitty cat. Oh, I think we see the kitty cat. We see the kitty cat, guys. Hold on. Yes, that is a Hawaiian bluegrass skeppy. Silky, honey, they say they've missed you. You look evil. Look at your eyes, hon. You look evil. Hi, honey. So, Yeah, this is turning into a cat stream. Hold on. This is now the cat channel, where we only talk about cats 24/7. The fish store in Bellingham burned down the one that was there a number of years ago. I don't know how long ago you're talking, but I don't know what other fish store there was up there other than that one. So I'm not sure, Ian, if that was something toxoplasmosis. Yeah, I don't care. I can be a crazy cat man. I can't have kids anyways. I've already missed that train after the lightning problems. But we can love the kitty and we can get toxoplasmosis. Oh, okay, Reds. Interesting. I got to go up there. Cool. Oh, Jose. Oh, we got a bunch of Bellingham people in the house. Awesome. I miss Bellingham. I would move back there in a heartbeat if my wife would come. I'd be moving alone and living with all my hippie friends from college that are still up there if I actually did that. She is making this stream rather tricky. I'm going to set her back on the hood of my wife's car where she has reorganized the paint design. You had a slug on you. Ew. Silky. Silky, look at the people. The people love you. The people want you. But you had a slug on you, honey. See that? Anyhow, she hasn't brought home any birds or rats or anything in a long time. So I'm really proud of her for that. It might help that I've trimmed her nails. Fortean fish. I got hit by lightning 5 years ago, but these bottom teeth are fake. Top teeth are completely shattered, and I had to get crowns, and now they've pulled the crowns off because they're going to get ready to pull the teeth and do implants. And so that's why my teeth look so hillbilly messed up. And I broke my back, and I just found out actually today that they need to do another procedure in my back where they can use a needle and a robot arm. So that'll be a thing, I guess. And then they also, what was the other piece of that puzzle? Oh, cortisone shots. And I've never bred ruby tetras other than like kind of accidentally. Like I've just gotten more of them in a really densely planted tank. I know that they spawn on the bottom somewhere and they hang out in the bottom regions, and they kind of establish little territories when they're spawning. So I would say put like a bunch of Sawassertang or Christmas moss down. That's probably the best bet. And let it get real thick, and then let them have their little trails in there with maybe some crypts and stuff around it. Or you could always do the method where you just they like it dim though. They like it very dim. You could always do the method where you put down a screen or some mesh and allow the eggs to drop through that, and then pull the parents out of the section above that and see what hatches in a week or two, see if anything comes to the corners or the top with like looking with a flashlight. Yeah. But again, sorry I was so killifish. I have with the killifish that I have bred, but yeah, this is what happens to your teeth when you get hit by lightning. That one's just what's left of where a crown was. They pulled the crown off like a month ago. This one's missing completely. The jaw was broken back here. My orbital bone was broken right in here. And it didn't look that bad. I had like a black eye. I was a little confused, but it messed me up internally. And then the lightning crossed my body, hit my spine. Yeah, this is what your teeth look like on lightning, exactly. And then this is 10 implants put together in a full set of lower teeth. Also, I had, if you watch my streams from almost, it'll be 6 years in June, but if you watch my streams from back then, I was so slow and just like for a while. Like every time I'd get tired, I'd start going I'd turn into like slow zombie man mode. And I still struggle with that, you know, like I still struggle if I stare at the, like, especially computer screens. I can edit on my phone for some reason, but when I sit for a long time editing a video on the computer, my eyes start to like stop focusing and I just kind of just zone out all the time. And then I'll like get really tired. I don't know what's up with it, but you know, it's you just got to find ways around it and keep pushing through, keep doing what you do. Oh, and now you're purring? Do you have any more slugs in your fur for me? Yeah, snails, you'll know if they die. They smell awful. Wow, she looks real creepy. You don't have blue eyes. You have green and yellow eyes, honey. But the camera wants to know, or the camera wants her to have these blue eyes because of that nictating membrane in her eyeball. Oh. All right, guys. Can you start a Go Fish Me so we can fund a McColgy Oscar for? Ooh, Mike. Yeah, I might. Yeah, because I would love to put with those geos a McColgy Oscar, like to start them off. Actually, guys, here is the 65. It's outside on the grass right now. And it needs to come in because it's going to be freezing the next few nights after tonight. So yeah, I told Ivan that he owes me an Oscar because, you know, we've been friends for years and I was giving him crap that there's no fish named after him, even though he has discovered what is it, over, I think it's like over 29 species that are specifically his, and then he's photographed over 300 species for the first time. Yet he didn't have anything named after him, and so when he got an Oscar, you know, named after him, I thought that was pretty special last year. I think they're for sale for only like $50 or something at Dan's Fish right now. But yeah, I would love to get one, especially a small one that I could like train to jump through hoops and come when I, you know, am feeding and stuff. Because they can get pretty unwieldy if they're not socialized. You know, they can be kind of a terror. But they can also be real derpy friendly fish too. Yeah. Well, guys, I think that I'm going to get out of here pretty soon just because my wife is inside and we actually have to use the kitty for... What? Why don't you want to be filmed tonight? Have to use the kitty for a photo shoot for her work. She needs to be in a TikTok video for my wife's work. My wife works at a produce company as their marketing lady. And yeah, it's fun. But, you know, you guys, thank you so much for coming by, and glad we got a new member. Welcome again, Scrimp Flick. And hopefully I'll have a new video up soon. I wanted to do a live yesterday, but I mean, quite frankly, I'm really dragging health wise. And so just getting kind of life stuff dealt with and covered has been a bit of a what do you call it? A drain, I guess. I want to get on, and then I know that I'd look like I was drunk or, you know, intoxicated. And one, I don't like that vibe. Like even earlier tonight, you know, I just feel like bad for how I kind of sound spacey. And my wife's like, your voice is off, because I always tell her, like, let me know if I sound weird. But it was hopefully just because of the new mic, like that I was able to not talk this loud and be animated and stuff. Like I was able to just be myself with that mic picking up my sound so well. Um, uh, yeah. Nathan, I'm getting my teeth done in Florida, actually. It's 15,000 that I need to spend to finish the top teeth to get all 10 implants done, which is how many posts you can do it with, and have 2 extras. You need 8 minimum, otherwise it's like dentures. And I want to be able to eat a steak. I'm not even 40 yet, so yeah. But yeah, you probably could get them down in Mexico. I mean, Mexico, I've seen them as cheap as the all-in-ones for all on 2 is what they call them. It's 2 posts, and then they set like all of them on that, but they have to file down your jawbone like this much and up to this much where it comes up, and then it sits in there. And yeah, they want 3K per tooth in the US, most places. Yeah, that's exactly right. Times 32 teeth, so that means what, 90 grand at least, probably. So I got the bottom done for 15, which was a crazy good value for 10 implants. And then I'm getting the top 10 done for 15 again. But I just, with our roof needing replacing, that's going to be 12 grand is the cheapest we've seen ish around that. And so like we're going to have to figure out how to finance this or do a home loan or something. But yeah, so hopefully the teeth won't look so screwed up anymore, because it definitely doesn't look professional. But yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to bounce like a rabbit. Yeah, I could get implants on Temu. I'm sure they're really cheap. um, all right, guys. And if you have any desires for video topics that are maybe not so editing intense, the problem is lately I've been doing a lot of editing, and I hope it's full of information and graphics that are relevant and video that's B-roll, that's eye-catching. But it means that I'm slowing down from 3 videos a week to 1, because I'm spending 12 hours or so, usually, well, somewhere between 8 and 20, but probably 12 on average hours editing a 20-minute video. And then, you know, that much time either researching, script drafting, outline drafting, and then filming. So, and then every day I spend a few hours answering comments and emails and questions. So I'm kind of torn on, like, do I keep doing that, or do I do 1 video a week and just tell myself that's okay? But if you guys have any ideas on what other videos you'd like to see that wouldn't need to be visually really intensive, like showing graphs and charts and stuff, let me know if you've got any ideas, like things that just need explaining, or things that are more audio compatible. My opinion on something, for instance, that could be short. Please feel free to always tell me. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Tans Aquariums. And hello from Australia. G'day. Could I do an ick video? Yeah, I could do an ick video. I want to do it right, though. There's a lot of ick videos, and everyone basically just reads a box of the instructions of a package. So that is one I've been meaning to do, just like pH. So Yeah, I'll have to get some good footage from a lab or something of the life cycle, because I really do want to show what's going on so that people will get grossed out. I mean, you can just turn the heat up and wait for their life cycle to get burned through, and then the adult ones to die, and then the other ones to hatch, and then for them to die. It takes like 3 weeks of heat, but yeah. Oh, I like that, Oscar Jungle Tanks. Go into PetSmart and start asking questions like I don't know anything. See where they lead me astray. Yeah, that would be a train wreck. I've been in there so many times, and I don't want to be a jerk or seem like, a know-it-all, but someone will say some incredibly stupid thing like, oh, it's good to put a cap of Windex in your aquarium to start the process of, whatever, the ammonia, or, put a cap of bleach in your aquarium once your cycle's done and your fish are in, to make sure your bacteria are actually working. And I'm just like, just these terrible comments I hear. Oh, bettas are good down to 50 degrees. Like, oh, don't buy Celestial Pearl Danios. Don't buy them from Petco or PetSmart. The 349 ones or whatever they are, they're so inbred. They're so unhealthy. They're so full of parasites and disease. I've never seen worse sets of those fish than the stuff that comes through those big stores. And it's crazy. I don't even know where they're getting them for that price and stuff. I don't know who even has them in that bad a shape, to be frank. But they're inbred. They've got humps. They got bent spines. They got wasting disease. They've got neurological problems. It's insanity how bad they are. There's a few usually that are, all the other ones are like dead or twitching at the bottom. And then there's like the one or two up higher in the tank that look normal and are swimming around. And people are like, oh, good, I'll take 2 of those, or whatever, or 4. And then they get the other ones on the bottom that are just twitching and all malshapen. Let's see here. Fishery, where can you get water carrying nets? Yeah, I haven't seen those in like a year or 2 either. I got mine from Aquatic Arts. They may still have them in their hardscape and like supplies section. That's where I got mine, and I've gotten a few from there. They're just called vinyl nets. But I don't know. That's a hard one. I haven't seen them lately. But guys, if you want that 40% off sale going on now through the end of the week, basically, use that code Alex40. You'll get it. I'm not getting anything off the code this time, just to be transparent. I'm not getting a cut or a credit or anything. It's just to track who comes from here versus who sees it on their website or whatever. But Alex40 at Aquatic Arts, that's the thanks, Coral. That's the deal right now. They have quite a few cool like crayfish and crabs, and every few days they're putting out more. So that's also cool. But go kayak in any clear water to see pretty fish. Really, I mean, any translucent, like very high clarity water is where you will see the fish. But I mean, places with the most, Amazon, Mekong, Delta, but those rivers are all muddy. And to get to the spots where you see all the little fish, you don't just see little fish in the water most of the time. Those are very rare places. You really just see murky stuff, and then you throw a net out and you see what you find. Yeah, try Alex. Yeah, try Alex and then all those other numbers and see what happens. Be my guest. And also, of course, always Alex is all you need for a code at Dan's Fish if you're wanting to step up the game to something bigger or something more exotic. Of course, the Everglades are pretty, but they get murky and they've got the alligators. But Okefenokee and Lake Okeechobee, but the Okefenokee swamp and bayous out in New Orleans, you get like beautiful little top minnows, and I mean, now there's invasive plecos and top pike cichlids and all sorts of, you know, the Oscars and stuff, all from New Orleans. Well, actually from Houston all the way down to Miami, with most of them down in Miami. So yeah. Thanks, Coro. Yeah, use the code Alex at dansfish.com. That one does help me, so I really do appreciate you guys for using that. Plus, it gets you a little discount. It's either 10 or 5%. It kind of changes. It's changed a few times, so I don't want to lead anyone astray who's watching this in the future when it's not 10% anymore, or if it could go to 15%. I don't know. It probably won't. But yeah, if it goes from 10 to 5 or 5 back up to 10, you know, I just don't want to lead you astray. But I try to correct it in the description for whatever it's at the moment. And last I heard, it's at 10. So for your first purchase, and then 5 thereafter, I believe it is. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much for joining me, and thanks all you replay crew and all of that jazz and all that jazz. I want to do. But I will talk to you guys later, and yeah, I'll probably do a stream on Friday. I'm going to try, see how my health and everything is doing. So, all right, guys, have a good night. Much love. Appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming up.